Yeah.
YouTube. YouTube. Okay, so for those who don't know, this is a second round recording because
Round two,
because we messed up the first one, but
it's becoming a regular thing for
yeah,
us.
Never give up, never surrender. That's what we're about here.
Becoming a regular thing for me, actually.
Yeah, geez, like a chance. Anyway, so it's better now. All right. So the reason we're recording this is because we're now going up on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're now
More regularly.
Well, or officially, we now officially have a YouTube channel, and we're basically, this video is just saying, it's happening now, and we're going to do it. So. We wanted to, so just to put it in a little bit of context, obviously we uploaded our first podcast
About a month.
about a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Very bad quality, we apologize, but we're also bootstrapping it, so that's what you get. Second one was better, a little more structure, got deleted. Then the third one, which we did properly, was with the mics, with everything, and now that's going up now, and it's fantastic, and I highly recommend it, about 35 minutes long. Listen, some of you guys watch Rick and Morty, so time wasting is not a problem. So definitely go check it out. It's high quality. What we wanted. Probably regret that we didn't have a video.
Yeah, I think so.
Because a video would have been quite lacquer, but it is what it is. That's how it happens. But now we have video that's being recorded, so now it's real. And then we just wanted to chat about our why, because we've kind of been like doing this airy fairy of like, oh, we feel like it's this, or oh, we feel like it's that. But this is now officially, this is what our why is. And I've written it down here, which is quite a nice little sentence. It says, basically, it's actively thinking about what we think about.
Yeah.
And that probably, I mean, Shantz knows this is basically all we ever do is we just think about what we think about. And through that, we explore these ideas. And through that, we're looking to do more of it for other people.
It almost sounds a bit cliche or a little bit weird if you haven't thought about what the meaning of the actual sentence, but it's a big thing for us, and I think we've talked about it in the first podcast, which was a test, and in the one that's live now, about like why are we even recording stuff?
Yeah.
And basically we get a record of the stuff we talk about and the way we trying to think. Which is not complicated and really accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And basically we were talking about it beforehand, and we want to live in a community or live in a world where people are conscious about what they think about and interrogate the stuff they think they know, and that type of thing. I think an important point that Luke actually made in our dry run was that that's not something we have to do all the time. I think it's consuming, and it can even bring you down a little bit, being consumed with that much deep thought all the time.
Which is why a lot of people are turned off.
I think so, yeah.
Which is why
philosophy.
Philosophy sounds like this hard thing, is that people think it's exhausting, and it is exhausting, and it's tough, but it's also about knowing that you don't need it all the time, but it's the same thing about you clean your bedroom.
Yeah.
Like I think about it like that. Like I clean my bedroom because I want a clean bedroom. And so it's the same thing, is that I think about what I think about because I want to evaluate what I spend my thoughts on, what I spend my time on, whether it's worth it to me, whether it's constructive or, with anything. But it's also my hobby, which is sad, but it is. And so, and it's also a skill that you learn over time, and it's unbelievably helpful. And it's almost difficult to put into words how important it is.
Yeah.
Until you start doing it, because then it's like I have to do this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, as in
or regularly.
Regularly as you should, because it helps with so much with everything. Just knowing what you think about things, and not allowing yourself to get pulled.
I know why you think those things about things. It's like just questioning basically, and trying to just reevaluate whether things have been put onto you by society, or if they're things that you've learned from your parents, or just from your experiences in the world, and finding out if those are things you actually believe, or if they're just thought patterns that you've been taught over the years. So that's why we're here, and those are the type of discussions we want to have. And we want them to be interactive. We want people to share their thoughts with us, and get involved in those conversations, and also just have those conversations in their own lives. And I think the big thing also is having those conversations in your day-to-day life, or with friends or colleagues or family, allows you to have more reflective moments by yourself, which is something I also mentioned. So
our biggest thing is that I think it's super important that we do this because we enjoy it, because this is fun for us. But the real thing is that we want you to do this because we think it's super helpful. So besides the fact that we're going to talk about huge philosophical topics, and we'd really like in the podcast and something, we'd really like to go in depth there. It scales back to just, we'd really like for you to get in a position when you can do it too. Or it doesn't need to be about philosophy podcast, but philosophy in general. But the idea of that, we're teaching you a skill that you can use and stuff like that. Or if you've basically been dealing with this deep kind of like way to articulate it, and maybe me and Shanti say it in a way that you relate to, and you're like, oh, that unlocks something. And then
I'd rather even less say teach you skills, but rather develop skills with you. You know, like in the same way we learning better ways to think about things, better ways to communicate it. Exactly. I think that's the big challenge for us. Is
like come along with the journey. You know,
we want to learn to be more clear and communicate the things that happen in our heads outwardly. I think moving on to more practical topics, we also mentioned how we'd like a lot of interaction in terms of like advice and feedback in terms of how we can be more clear, and also just letting us know if we brush over something and don't explain exactly what we're talking about or exactly what the thing is that we wanting to discuss. We'd love to know about those topics and know where we missing stuff, so we can go back and just cover those things as well, and also just learn how to be more clear in communication in general.
Exactly. Yeah.
So please do leave comments whenever a thought pops into your mind about how we can improve, and also if you just have something to add to the conversation.
We're looking for more people that are like look or feel about the world than us, not think about it like us, because that's so subjective. But just if we feel the same way we do, we feel that this is exciting. We feel like this is something that needs to happen more often, and we'd like to do something. That's what we're doing, and so our why is basically to think about what we think about before anything else. And we've thought about stuff so much that we've realized there's no reason for us not to do this. That's the real truth. We're doing this because we don't have an excuse not to.
Yeah.
Because we're given a position where we can, and so and I can't think of a reason why not. So we are, and so that's our why is the reason why we're doing this, separate from the actual sentence. In a way, is that we thought about philosophy so much that we couldn't even think of an excuse not to do this. So.
Right. So in terms of what we're going to do in terms of the channel and where we are and that type of thing, we've spent a few weeks, even a few months. I was away for a while, and since from the beginning when we started talking about this, and we've come a long way in terms of discussing exactly how we want to do it.
We're getting much better,
and we're getting much better. We're getting much more structure in terms of planning and that type of thing. But we will basically post everything on YouTube in terms of from short videos like this to the full length podcasts that we record, as well as some maybe small edits and different things that come out of our long discussions, cute moments, that type of thing. All that will go on YouTube. Then we do have an Instagram account now, so we'll be posting snippets there. We will have a Facebook page in the next little while, so you'll be able to find at least links to everything there.
We just want to make this as easy as it is for you guys to consume.
Right.
Like, we consume in certain ways, but that's not necessarily. Some people use Facebook. I mean, if you use Facebook, wow, gee whiz. But some people use Facebook.
But a lot of people do, yeah.
Probably a lot of people
still
use Facebook.
Like one of the most popular social media.
Still one of the biggest things ever. So we're gonna put it out as much as we can. And so if you happen to catch a little bit of it, hopefully it takes you to this video, and then you can see why we're doing it. And then go shoot on to another one, look at another one, subscribe, like, all those kind of things. We appreciate it, and definitely comment.
Yeah, and we'll also the actual podcast will eventually go up on podcast sites. Like they'll be on iTunes podcasts, they'll be on Spotify and on Google podcasts as well.
Cool.
So we just need to iron out a few logistics in terms of that. A lot of these sites require like high res images and that type of thing, but we are on the way to getting those up. So they'll be there for listening in terms of pure podcast listening as well. But like Luke said, I think in the beginning, you don't need to watch our videos if you don't want to watch them. Just listen to them. That's the most important part. But other than that, I think we pretty much covered what we want to cover in this one.
Yeah. So many things pop up organically that at the end, I'm pretty sure how it's going to go is we're just going to like honestly switch the camera on whenever around and record 2 minutes that we then expand on later, because that's what it's about. We're just going to be organic. Like we use the term raw. We just dig it. Like we just prefer unedited stuff. Like it's just, for me, it feels like strappy, and I like it. I like that it's just, that's just what it is. And and so I just enjoy this kind of content. So I'm having fun. I'm also having a lot of fun making it.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun, and I'm just excited to do more of it.
Yeah,
So.
it's exciting. Cool. So I think click subscribe, like this video.
No, smash subscribe.
No,
Click the bell button
can't.
for notifications.
I can't bring myself
like
to say that.
and share. and then comment down below. But seriously,
Joe, interact with us, please guys.
Please tell
that's
us what you think.
That's the point. And yeah, have a good evening.
Day, week, year, life.
That's Luke's thing.
Yeah, and think about what you think about, because that's the only thing that really matters. Hey, all right.